I love that sound.
Mm.
I love how Stardust Speedway boots up. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, folks, welcome to part 4 of the Sonic Mania Encore mode playthrough. We're still sticking with Mighty and Ray. Why? Because who cares about Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles? These guys have been missing for 24 years.
It's been 24 years!
Some of you weren't even born when they disappeared. Because you're kids.
I wasn't born when they disappeared. Technically.
I mean, Knuckles Chaotix came out March of 1995, so that was the last time we saw Mighty.
Okay, I was not a fully formed fetus then, so...
And the Mighty the Armadillo, that ground pound is so useful, it can actually destroy the plants that try to chomp you in Stardust Speedway. Again, Mighty has such an easy time going through these levels. So even if the levels feel harder, kind of, sort of, a little, maybe, you know, when you got Mighty, it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Nope.
As for this level's color scheme, I love the sunset. I love, like, the neon. It feels like an 80s, like, Streets of Rage background or something. It's so good.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Just, like, hot purple, pink, hot, like 80s aesthetic in the background going on.
I am a big fan of the 80s aesthetic in general, so I approve, yes.
Awesome. So, since we're going through all these old zones that belong to other games, what's your opinion on Sonic CD, Kara?
Yeah, so, Sonic CD, I mentioned before, has my favorite soundtrack in the series, specifically the Japanese one. The American one I grew up with as a kid, but when I played through Sonic CD in high school with the Japanese soundtrack on, I was like, whoa, how have I not known of this before? Having said that, it's also the weakest classic Sonic game.
Oh shit!
I have a complicated relationship with CD because while it has a lot of my favorite tracks, its level design can be wonky, and I think the time travel is a great idea on paper.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's fleshed out enough in the final game.
I get that. I get that.
So yeah, like, if you were, like, I wouldn't consider CD as one of my top 10 favorites, but again, its music is fucking excellent, so,
Absolutely, absolutely. But, yeah, I don't hate it with a thunderous passion like some people do. I get why it's designed the way it is, like with hardly any bottomless pits and stuff, because they want you to actually go back through levels in order to find, like, the pass signs, so you can go back and find, like, the robot generators, as well as get enough rings for the time stones and whatnot. Certainly I love... You know what I love about CD? I love the time travel gimmick because I love the idea of peeking into a future where Dr. Eggman wins, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Sonic's still alive, but we get to see the results of what would happen if Sonic were to fail, and what would the world actually be like if Dr. Eggman was in control of everything, and what would happen to a place like Palm Tree Panic? Oh, the grass would rot, the trees would fall over, and they'd be hollowed out from the inside. Oh, there'd be smog and pollution in the sky. Ugh. Like, I love those little details. I love seeing, like, how Stardust Speedway transforms into a horrible, demonic, futuristic, dystopian city with Eggman statues everywhere. But,
Okay, also, I'm gonna add one more thing to CD.
Okay.
I like its tone a lot. I think CD's tone, like, its aesthetic with, like, roboticized futures, like, I want to see that again in a Sonic game. To me, like, the tone that CD sets, that's the ideal Sonic, like, game that I would want.
Yeah.
And that's replicated a lot in Mania, and that's another reason why I like this game a lot. Like, think the Sonic OVA. Like, that tone. That's what I want to see in a Sonic game. Oh my god!
You know what I wanted with Sonic Forces? You know what I wanted with Sonic Forces? I wanted friggin' Sonic's outfit that the owl wears, you know? Like the backwards cap, the pink shirt.
Oh, Sonic's favorite clothes. Yes!
I wanted that as a costume for Sonic Forces. That would have been amazing to put your avatar in.
Absolutely.
Sonic's favorite clothes. Sonic's favorite clothes for a character who never wears clothes, but you know.
I've considered cosplaying that at a con.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so like the idea I had in my head was like I wanted to make it into like semi sort of a crop top, but not really, like close to a crop top, and then like have the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And then add like, you know, the colorful aesthetics that costume has. So maybe one day at a con, we'll see. But I would really love to do that.
Oh, hi, Metal Sonic. I'm tired of you. Go away. Stop showing up in every Sonic game. I'm tired of you. Move on. I mean, it's great to see him. Let's fight him again. Like, it's funny we mentioned the Sonic OVA, because like when we come up to Metal Sonic's chamber, that actually really reminds me of the chamber that he's in the Sonic OVA cartoon.
Right.
No, not backwards.
Oh, nope. Nope.
I don't want to go backwards, God.
Hmm.
And even exploring like the Knuckles Chaotix connection, even the chamber that Metal Sonic goes into right now, that is absolutely, like the little outline thing he's in, that's actually like something he goes into with the Combi Catcher just before the final boss fight, and before he like powers up to take you on for one of the more grim bad endings in Sonic history.
Yeah, that's pretty grim.
Like, if you don't get all of the rings, the colored rings, I can't remember what they're called, Metal Sonic just, like, straight up torches the island and kills everyone, I guess.
Yeah!
So you just get this, you get the credits rolling over, like, everything on fire and everything's red and destroyed, while this very robot is flying around in the background. Only he's red instead of blue, but...
Yeah. This fight can be super hit or miss, because, like, if you miss hitting, like, the middle where the Ruby is, you can easily die.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I didn't like about the boss change from the original file to, like, the updated one. Ooh, that was close.
That was very close. I almost lost Mighty there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, screw you too.
Bad. That was ours.
That was our Phantom Ruby, God. But yeah, usually when I take on that boss, I kind of prefer doing it as Sonic, just because he has the drop dash. So like anytime Metal Sonic like lowers his arm, drop dash, and then I bounce all the way back to the right of the screen so quickly, then it's like, yeah. But because I'm playing this exclusively with Mighty and Ray, I don't have a drop dash to take advantage of, so, you know. Whatevs.
Whatever. And hey, we're in Hydro City. How do you pronounce it?
Oh shit.
Let's get into this debate. How do you pronounce it? Hydro City?
I don't think I've ever talked about this. Some people see it as Hydrocity because it's one word at the screen when you come up to it, and so they pronounce it like Hydrocity, sort of like Velocity, but it's Hydro. Haha, good pun. But then you look at like Ice Cap Zone, and it's shown to be one word, but shouldn't it be two words? Ice Cap, so maybe it's a mistake with Hydro City. So, no, it's two different words, and other games, you know, they call it Hydro City. I personally think Hydro City just sounds right. I like how that sounds. Hydrocity is a neat word, but I don't say it, and I'd rather just say Hydro City. So yeah, I say Hydro City.
Well, I thought Hydrocity as a kid, because again, the words were scrunched together.
Yeah.
But then I went to college. Then I studied languages. And grammatically, Hydro City, there's my childhood going again, oh my god. Hydro City makes more sense.
Okay then.
You heard it from the linguist.
And the color scheme here is very Labyrinth Zone from Sonic 1. So they've taken a lot of older, familiar themes and putting them into these somewhat newer levels. Hydro City's been around since 1994, so I wouldn't call this a new level, but it looks like Labyrinth Zone today. Pretty fun, pretty neat.
And Hydro City is actually more fun than Labyrinth Zone.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Although, I think I would prefer the original, like, Hydro City, like, from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 over Sonic Mania's, just because there's a lot of slower, under-the-water bubble action going on in Mania.
Yeah.
And I get it's a classic thing from the Game Gear games, like Title Plant from Sonic Triple Trouble. You did the exact same thing. Yeah, I remember that, because I played the hell out of the Game Gear games. I'm also a Sonic nerd. What are you gonna do about it? But, so again, it's a classic thing, like Sonic being in bubbles and floating around in the water. That's been in previous Sonic games before, but it's like, it just slows down the level. I'd rather go super fast the way Sonic 3 and K's Hydro City was. So that's just me, but you know.
Props for mentioning Title Plant. Few people remember the Triple Trouble in the Game Gear stages, so I approve, yes.
In that zone, Knuckles takes you on in an Eggmobile at the end of the stage.
Yep, I remember that.
Because he's an idiot.
Shut up!
Knuckles is our favorite idiot.
Still, Ray and Mighty look awfully cute in those air bubbles, so that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see all these new sprites of all these characters, because, like, Ray and Mighty, they never did Blue Sphere before. They were never... Did they ever have a 3D model in a game before, through the special stages? Because I know they didn't with the Knuckles Chaotic special stage. Like, Mighty was still a sprite then.
I think this is the first game, yeah. Because if neither of them have been in a Sonic game in a long time, aside from cameoing in, like, maybe Generations, I don't know, then yeah, this is probably the first time they've been in 3D.
Oh my god.
And neither of them were in Sonic the Fighter, so they definitely weren't in 3D then.
Not in Sonic R either.
Nope.
And, like, even, like, Shenmue has a whole bunch of, like, 3D figurines of Sonic characters. Like, where you go into, like, one of the slot machines, one of the little toy vendors things in Shenmue, and Ryo can pick up Sonic figures, and they're all figures taken from Sonic the Fighter. So you'll find, like, Bark the Polar Bear, Bean the Dynamite, Fang the Sniper, Eggman, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy. But you won't find Mighty and you won't find Ray, because they were not in that particular game, so... Yeah! It's weird how Mighty and Ray kind of have, like, this weird legacy, even though they haven't really been in much, you know? Because, like, Mighty the Armadillo was still a thing in the Archie comics. Ray the Flying Squirrel was a thing in the Archie comics. So, those continuities still did something with those characters, and it became a bit of a running joke. Like, I remember, the Sonic shorts that were on the internet.
Right!
This really good fan web series.
Yeah, there was that one short where, like, Mighty, Ray, and, like, Bean were hungover at the bar. Oh my god.
They've just been in that bar this entire time, waiting to come back. But no dice, no dice.
Nobody even remembers who I am. Who are you? That line killed me.
The Sonic Shorts animated stuff is so damn good. Like, it's way funnier than it has any right to be. And I would definitely recommend the Sonic Shorts if you haven't seen them before. They're hilarious.
I know. I watched them religiously, like, 2009, 2010. Like, just as I was starting to, like, you know, look at more Sonic stuff on the internet. And, oh my god. The jokes, they make so many, like, jokes only a Sonic fan would get, which I liked a lot. They still hold up pretty well. Good times, good times.
Yeah, I think they do. Speaking of holding up really well, freaking Hydro City Act 2. This theme song is so damn good.
I think in the original Sonic 3, this is probably my favorite song in that soundtrack.
Yeah.
was like, good times. Good times of like coming back after school and just playing Sonic 3. Wish I could go back to that.
We all wish we could go back into the past, Caro.
But I'm a working adult now, and I have responsibilities, so I can't. Oh, I miss the days where I could just play Mega Collection. Big part of my childhood.
I always loved at the end of this part, never curling into a ball, but just constantly running, because he would always go off screen. That was always the best part of Hydro City.
Yeah.
And it was like that in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Well, no, actually, was it? I remember I just replayed Sonic 3 and Knuckles before I started recording Mania. And I remember he didn't seem to run off screen when they ran on the water.
No, it didn't seem to run off screen. I think it's only a thing in Mania.
Yeah. Either way, it's a cool effect in Mania, and I like it that way.
Have I mentioned how much I love the boss theme for Eggman in this game? Because that is probably my favorite Eggman theme across any Sonic game, period. Oh my god.
Eggman has had so many banger boss themes that it's like really hard to pick a definitive best one, honestly. Like, I'm not just counting like the classic games, because like I love the Sonic 2 theme. I friggin' was obsessed with the Sonic 2 Eggman theme when I was a kid. I was just constantly go da 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 da. But the Sonic 3 and Knuckles boss theme is great. The Game Gear ones, like dun 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 dun.
Sonic Chaos, yo.
Sonic Spinball, dun 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 dun. Like, he just has so many banger theme songs throughout the entire series. Fucking Sonic Rush Adventure, when Sonic Rush Adventure came out, even though it's not technically an Eggman theme, because he only really fight him once in the game, but every time there was a boss rush, like any kind of boss in that game, oh my god. Just, what we're trying to say, folks, at the end of this video is that Sonic music is too damn good.
Yes.
It's too damn good.
Again, like, even though I'm not fond of, like, CD, I'm not fond of, like, 06, I'm not fond of, like, Secret Rings, I can still count on the game giving me some really banging music, at least.
Hell yeah. Unless you're Sonic Chronicles.
Oh, we don't talk about Sonic Chronicles. No.
Good point. Anywho, folks, we will see you again in part 5. Till then.